could freestyle about it, preach about it, or go off top of the head. But today I bought my notes so I could resurrect the dead. Yeah! Greetings and blessings to my navigators of the seven seas. I am your locksmith, your symbologist, and metaphysical tour guide, Flat Archie 5000, and I'm back with another one as we navigate through the land of Pineal. Today we're going to unlock your Solomon's Temple to decode the esoteric meaning of Armageddon. So as always, strap on your helmet and buckle up your spacesuit because we're on a mental voyage and we're about to take off before the walls of Jericho come crumbling down. In the tradition of entering Solomon's Temple, we must use a meditative master key to help us stay on the path of enlightenment. It is these divine words that have a literal, allegorical, and metaphysical message attached to them when understood in its proper context. So today we give honors and respect to an old universal thought that says, time is the only currency you spend without ever knowing your balance. Use it wisely. Let me repeat it one more time for those of you who fail to realize the value of every breath you breathe. There was once a wise old woman sleepwalking on the astral plane, and it finally dawned on her the purpose of life. She then declared, time is the only currency you spend without ever knowing your balance. Use it wisely. Go on and meditate on that and click your heels 3 times while I ring this bell of enlightenment for that powerful meditative key of wisdom as you enter the corridors of your Solomon's Temple. Yeah, let's get to it, shall we? No time to waste. Take note, masterminds. In Christian eschatology, Armageddon symbolizes the ultimate struggle between God and the forces of Satan. It represents the final judgment and the end of the current age, leading to the establishment of God's kingdom on earth. Thus, the term Armageddon originates from the Bible, specifically the book of Revelation in the New Testament, where it refers to the final sight of a cataclysmic battle between the forces of good and evil at the end of the world. The word itself is derived from the Hebrew Har Megiddo, meaning the Mount of Megiddo, a location in ancient Israel that was the site of many historical battles due to its strategic position. Moreover, from a Christian perspective, the imagery of Armageddon includes apocalyptic events such as natural disasters, plagues, and the appearance of the Antichrist, culminating in the return of Jesus Christ to defeat evil and bring about a new era. To my navigators of the seven seas, let us now make understanding understood by placing this prophecy into its proper context, because, contrary to popular belief, this last days or end of time concept transcends the corridors of Christianity in which it is most famously known and accredited for. Thus, one must be mindful that many ancient cultures had their own version of such prophecies and catastrophic events, which were taught in their respective societies, such as the case of the Persian concept of Zoroastrianism. Zoroastrianism is one of the world's oldest monotheistic religions, founded by the prophet Zoroaster, or Zoroastria, in ancient Persia, modern-day Iran, around 1500 to 1200 BCE. It centers on the worship of Ahura Mazda, the supreme god of wisdom, light, and goodness, and emphasizes a dualistic worldview where the forces of good, which is referred to as Asha, meaning truth and order, are in constant conflict with the forces of evil, Druge, or falsehood, chaos. Zoroastrianism, profoundly influenced by other major religions, including Judaism, Christianity, and Islam, through its concept of monotheism, judgment, heaven and hell, and the end of time. Just ring the bell for that. Moreover, in Zoroastrianism, there is a eschatological concept that reflects the religion's dualistic worldview. This belief revolves around the cosmic struggle between Ahura Mazda, the supreme god of light, wisdom, and goodness, Anagra, or Ahriman, the spirit of darkness, chaos, and evil. The ultimate resolution of this struggle is known as Frashakareti, meaning making wonderful or renovation, which signifies the final triumph of good over evil and the renewal of the world. This dualism is not eternal but temporary, with the expectation that good will ultimately prevail. At the heart of this cosmic struggle is the role of humanity. Zoroastrianism emphasizes free will, and individuals are tasked with choosing between Ashra, truth, order, and righteousness, and Druge, which is falsehood, chaos, and evil. By living a life of righteousness, humans actively contribute to the eventual victory of Ahura Mazda. This moral responsibility underscores the belief that human actions have a direct impact on the cosmic balance between good and evil. The religion teaches that the choices people make in their daily lives are part of a larger universal battle. The final battle itself will be a cataclysmic event involving both spiritual and physical forces. A messianic figure known as Saoshyant, a descendant of Zoroaster, will emerge to lead humanity in this ultimate conflict. Saoshyant will play a pivotal role in defeating Angra Mainyu and ushering in the era of renewal. After the battle of the world will undergo Frashakareti, a process of purification and restoration. The dead will be resurrected and all souls will face judgment. The righteous will be rewarded while the wicked will be purified through a transformative ordeal, often described as a river of molten metal. Thus, as masterminds, it is here where we come to terms that Zoroastrian eschatology is unique in its optimistic vision of the future. Unlike traditions that focus solely on destruction, Zoroastrianism emphasizes renewal and the ultimate eradication of evil. The concept of Frashakareti reflects the belief that the material world will be restored to its original perfect state, free from corruption and decay. This hopeful outlook highlights the importance of human agency and moral responsibility, as individuals play an active role in shaping the destiny of the universe. In the end, Zoroastrianism envisions a harmonious and just world where Ahura Mazda's creation is fully realized and evil is no more. Let's ring the bell for that. In Hinduism, the concept of the last days is tied to the cyclical nature of time, where the universe undergoes repeated phases of creation, preservation, and destruction. This cycle is divided into 4 yugas, also known as ages: Satya Yuga, which is the golden age; Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga, and Kali Yuga, which is also the Iron Age. The current age, which is Kali Yuga, is marked by moral decay, ignorance, materialism, and societal strife. The last days refer to the final phase of the Kali Yuga, a time of extreme suffering, chaos, and the breakdown of natural and social order as humanity reaches its lowest spiritual point. Despite the darkness of the Kali Yuga, Hindu eschatology offers hope through the promise of divine intervention. At the end of this age, Lord Vishnu, the preserver of the universe, is believed to incarnate as Kaliki, the 10th and final avatar. Kaliki is depicted as a warrior on a white horse, wielding a sword to destroy evil and restore righteousness. His arrival will mark the end of the Kali Yuga and the beginning of a new Satya Yuga, initiating a fresh cycle of creation, harmony, and spiritual renewal. This cyclical view of time reflects the Hindu belief in the eternal nature of the universe, where creation and destruction are part of the endless process governed by Dharma, which is cosmic law. The last days are not a permanent end, but a transition to a new beginning, emphasizing the promise of renewal and rebirth. Even in times of darkness, the arrival of Kalki and the return to the Golden Age offer hope, underscoring the resilience and continuity of the cosmic order. Thus, as we dive deeper into the black hole of this science, we must observe the Dogon people of Mali, West Africa, which have a rich cosmology that includes unique eschatological beliefs about the end of the world. Their worldview is deeply tied to their spiritual traditions, astronomical knowledge, and oral histories. Central to their beliefs is the supreme creator god Amma, who established the cosmic order and set in motion the cycles of life, death, and renewal. The Dogon also believe in lesser spirits and ancestral forces that influence the world. Disruptions to this order, such as moral decay or neglect of rituals, can lead to chaos and imbalance, potentially culminating in a catastrophic event. A key element of Dogon eschatology is the role of the Nomo, ancestral spirits of divine beings created by Amma. The Nomo are seen as intermediaries between the divine and humanity, tasked with maintaining balance and guiding humanity. According to mythology, the Nomo were sacrificed and dismembered by Amma to restore cosmic order after a rebellion, and their resurrection symbolizes the possibility of renewal. In eschatological terms, the Nomo are believed to play a role in restoring the world after a period of chaos or destruction, emphasizing the cyclical nature of existence. Let's ring the bell for that. The Dogon are renowned for their advanced astronomical knowledge, particularly their understanding of the star system, Sirius A and Sirius B. They believe the Sirius is connected to the origins of life and the divine order. Some interpretations suggest that changes in the Sirius system could signal cosmic events leading to the end of the current world order. However, this is often tied to the idea of transformation rather than an absolute destruction, reflecting the Dogon's belief in cyclical time and renewal. In Dogon eschatology, the end of the world is not a singular apocalyptic event, but part of a broader cycle of cosmic order, disruption, and renewal. Rituals and ceremonies play a crucial role in maintaining balance and preventing chaos. If these practices are neglected, the Dogon believe the world could descend into disorder, necessitating divine intervention to restore harmony. Their eschatological views highlight the interplay between humanity, the divine, and the cosmos, emphasizing resilience and continuity of the universe through cycles of destruction and rebirth. Tea time. It is not death most people are afraid of. It is getting to the end of life. only to realize that you never truly lived. Let me repeat it one more time. For those of you who never sat back and contemplated the divine truth and purpose of your timeline. There was once a mortician who spoke to himself after witnessing so many clients who never understood the true value of time. He concluded, after much contemplation, it is not death most people are afraid of. It is getting to the end of life, only to realize that you never truly lived. Now let us tap back into our non-etheric state in an effort to save Samson from the wicked woos of Delilah. Moreover, the Mayan concept of the end of the world is deeply tied to their understandings of cyclical time and their sophisticated calendar system. Unlike linear views of time common in Western thought, the Maya believed that time moved in cycles, with each cycle representing distinct era or world age. Their eschatology is not about final, absolute end, but rather about the end of one cycle and the beginning of another. The Mayan concept of the end of the world is tied to their belief in cyclical time, where the universe undergoes repeated cycles of creation, destruction, and renewal. Unlike a linear view of time, the Maya saw history as a series of distinct eras or world ages, each ending in a transformative event, such as floods or fires. Before a new age began, their long count calendar, which tracks long periods of time, marked the end of a 13 Bakatun cycle, about 5,125 years, on December the 21st, 2012. While this date is misinterpreted by some as predicting the end of the world, the Maya viewed it as the end of one cycle and the start of another, not as an apocalyptic event. Let me repeat that one more time. Let's ring the bell for that. The Maya long count calendar, which tracks long periods of time, marked the end of a 13 Bakatun cycle, about 5,125 years, on December the 21st, 2012. While this date was misinterpreted by some as predicting the end of the world, the Maya viewed it as the end of one cycle and the start of another, not as an apocalyptic event. Furthermore, for the Maya, the end of a cycle was a time of transformation and renewal, not absolute destruction. Their creation myths, such as those as the Popol Vuh, describes how the gods created and destroyed multiple versions of humanity before achieving the current world. Each destruction was tied to humanity's failure to meet divine expectations, reinforcing the idea of cyclical renewal. The 2012 date was seen as a moment of great change and realignment, where the old order would transition into a new era, emphasizing spiritual and cosmic balance rather than a catastrophe. Question: why are we talking about the apocalypse and the many historical interpretations about the end of the world? And how can we use this knowledge today to be of any benefit to our daily lives? Answer: to my master builders of Solomon's temple, one must understand that the term Armageddon is often associated with a catastrophe, world-ending battle, which holds a deeper esoteric meaning that transcends its literal interpretation. Let me repeat it one more time. Let's ring the bell for that. Armageddon is often associated with a catastrophic world-ending battle, which holds a deeper esoteric meaning that transcends its literal interpretation. Thus, esoterically, Armageddon represents the inner struggle within each individual, symbolizing the conflict between the higher self, spiritual awareness, and the lower self, which is ego, materialism, and base desires. This battle is a necessary part of the soul's evolution as it forces individuals to confront and transcend their limitations, attachments, and illusions. The field of Armageddon is thus the psyche where the transformative struggle takes place, leading to spiritual growth and enlightenment. Moreover, at its core, Armageddon symbolizes the eternal duality of light and darkness, reflecting the universal principle of polarity. In the light, it represents the cosmic struggle between divine truth, wisdom, and love, but in darkness, it represents ignorance, fear, and separation. Thus, esoterically, this battle is not about external enemies, but about integrating and transcending these opposing forces within oneself. Let me say that one more time. Let's ring the bell for that. That sounds good. Esoterically, this battle is not about external enemies, but about integrating and transcending these opposing forces within oneself. The goal is to achieve balance and harmony, ultimately leading to the triumph of higher consciousness over lower, ego-driven tendencies. To my navigators of the seven seas, take note as we deep dive further into the stratosphere of this science. Thus, on a collective level, Armageddon represents the global crisis that forces humanity to confront its shadow aspects, greed, violence, and separation, and to choose a path of unity, compassion, and higher consciousness. This process is seen as a purification where the rubbish of humanity's lower nature is burned away, allowing for the emergence of a more spiritually aligned civilization. It is a call for humanity to awaken and evolve collectively, moving toward a more harmonious and enlightened existence. Ultimately, Armageddon symbolizes the victory of divine will and higher consciousness over chaos and ignorance. It is the moment when the soul, having overcome its inner battles, aligns fully with its divine nature. Far from being a literal end, Armageddon represents a spiritual rebirth and a culmination of the soul's journey towards enlightenment. It is a transformative gateway to a new reality, grounded in divine truth and harmony, both individually and collectively. So as always, in Solomon's temple, I leave you in peace with these powerful words. We are no longer in the last days. We are in the very last seconds, where one has to decide to be or not to be. That is the question. Let me repeat it one more time so the postman don't forget to drop off the mail at your doorstep. We are no longer in the last days. We are in the very last seconds where one has to decide to be or not to be. That is the question. Ashe, ashe, ashe.